2 engineers are being held in the observation post southwest of Ngumba Industrial Zone. Boss, your mission is to rescue them. The targets are civilians, 1 male, 1 female. They were dispatched to the area by an international health organization, but disappeared shortly after. Extract the 2 targets and help them escape the country.
Mission accept. Heading to Central Africa. Deploying.
Rescue the 2 prisoners being held in a guard post to the southwest of Ngumba Industrial Zone. The targets are civilians, 1 male, 1 female. Apparently they're specialists sent out there to investigate infectious diseases. They were frequent visitors to that devil's house at Zoya Madibul. If you recover them, we'll finally be able to get first-hand accounts of what's been going on in that place.
Please select a deployment point. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Buddy has infiltrated
an enemy squad is on its way to the guard post. Watch yourself.
You have arrived at your destination. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Enemy presence detected. The marker placed.
Fire!
Analysis complete.
Fire!
Analysis. The map has been updated.
That's the target.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
CP, dit is routine. Onze verdachte gewaar. Ga van nader bekijken. Oor. Dit is CP, begrijp. Wees op je hoede. Uit. CP, dit is Delta 6. Bedreiging gewaar. Ga op gereedheid. Oor. Dit is CFP, begrijp. Hou jullie uit.
Fire! Hey, fella, let's come on! Begin cover fire!
Analysis complete.
CFP is Delta 6. Bedreiging gevaar. Ga op gereedheid. Oor. De CFP, begrijp.
You have arrived at your destination.
Hoe zit het hem slapen hier? Oor. De CFP, begrijp. Pas defensieve posities. En zoek die sniper. Uit.
You gotta extract him.
Has been updated.
You need to help her.
Come to rescue me. Dangerous work. I wish I'd said no, but I was the only one on the team who spoke English. So we went to that factory. Scare me. I'm used to seeing them. Happy, going. Dermadrones. Analysis What's complete. The cause? Who would do such a thing? Hey, are you researching it as well?
Fire!
Quiet. I've been here 5 years. I've never seen anything like that.
Target extracted. Now extract the remaining target. Amazing, boss. Getting both prisoners out in that situation.
Mission
Great
info
work.
has been
Now
updated.
exfiltrate.
Please select a land support helicopter
Roger.
requested. Extraction arrived at North Base. Analysis complete.
Stand down!
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Alles gespannt, das steht hier. Fokus auf, die Feuerhelikopter.
This is Pequod. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Exfiltrated hot
That's it.
zone.
You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
Departing.
Super, de services. Visueel op contact verloren. Kijk terug, man.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss. Boss, we placed the 2 targets in quarantine. They don't show signs of anything, but we'll monitor them just the same. If they had access to the Devil's House, I doubt they were sent there by some health organization. Cypher used them, and would have eliminated them eventually. But we'll protect them here. They've agreed to that. After all, we helped them out of the country as promised. The mission's complete. But boss, they've been behind the curtains at Ngumba. They examined the patients there nearly every day. They told us the patients were being made to listen to voices on tape. But the male target added something interesting. He said he doesn't know what was on the tapes because there was no English version. Of all the voices that were shoved down those people's throats, English wasn't one of them.
Boss, staying on the battlefield that long will have a negative impact on your health. Why not head back to Mother Base for a shower once in a while?
The boss is back. Let's go refuel and load up on artillery.
We're good to go, Chief.
What's the matter? Stop this! Now! What the fuck, you freak! Give me a hand! Hold her still! Dismissed.
Payback for how they treated her? Doesn't explain the others. She had every chance to kill them. Tight security on her cell. This happens a second time. There won't be a third.
Boss, about Eli. I'd heard that one product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing in Africa. The age would be about right. Now, I'm not saying I think it's Eli, but I want to run a genetic test all the same. Don't worry, I'll have it done without him noticing. The test may take some time, but I'll tell you as soon as we have the results. Boss, this contract comes from the Mbele rebel militants. That's right. That general's fighters. Recently, one of their child soldier platoons staged an insurrection and split from the main group. Thing is, they took a hostage with them. The general's brother. His number 2. The contract is to extract both that prisoner and the leader of the renegade platoon. The message reads, "I love my brother. You must bring him back to me alive." It also says this about the leader of the child soldiers. He is an excellent soldier. I want to persuade him to rejoin the ranks of the righteous. Sounds a little too forgiving for the man who ordered those kids dead at the mine. I wonder what kind of persuasion the general has in store. With that in mind, here are your objectives. First, rescue and return the general's number 2 as requested. Second, extract the renegade leader, and we'll keep him at Mother Base. In other words, extract both targets out of the region. Good luck, boss.
Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa. Deploying.
Mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the general's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbele militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
Caution, rain approaching. Reconnaissance is best conducted from high vantage points. I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your iDroid. The map has been updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. You have arrived at your destination.
Kansi Ntama ve. beto tapie diaka boala.
Ah, ngem boala.
Ah, yo salama swalo. Beta mona impila bambuta, tati kita na boba. Taku beta songa boba ya minduki.
Ngeke zola kaprove.
There he is.
The
The
map has been
commander. Extract
updated.
him. Another group of child soldiers. No, must be a squad they had out on patrol. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself. Boss, another child soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol. Looks like they had more than one patrol out. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
Please select a landing zone. The support helicopter
Roger.
requested. You have arrived at your destination. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Pequot. Have a hell
Support helicopter has arrived. arrived.
Subject is in.
Shortly.
That's the talk. Starved too.
There's no way he can stand the shock of a Fulton extraction. Get him out by chopper.
The map has been updated.
CQC on those kids. Limited to throws or punches. Their size and agility makes it too hard to catch them in a restraining hold. General's brother, his number 2. Get him out of there, boss.
Please support helicopter requested.
Pangia General ya Kutala Lumbu Mosi Tata ya Bataka na Mono Telaka Mono Mambu General Salaka Bantu ya Buta Tiyambele Ketinkaka Mosi Beto Nyoso Kebampangi Atampidina Yayi Kentangu Kutuka Diaka ni mafe Venga.
P-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Tulambi. Nambi kiki.
This is P-Quad. On station at LZ.
Now get out of the hot zone.
Mission info has been updated.
Gaining altitude. Departing.
Extraction arrived
He's coming
at
too.
Mother Base.
Roger that. Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional. Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's number 2 instead. And as for the number 2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care.
Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Mission
Look
list
closely.
updated.
Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop.
Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher.
So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa.
Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. That'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people. We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid. I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management. First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up. We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
Select unit. Staff has been quarantined.
All right. We'll quarantine the staff you specified. Did you figure out what's causing the infection?
Select unit. Staff has been quarantined.
Incredible, boss. Thanks to you, the number of new victims has plummeted. And the common point between the infected, is it really possible for a disease to spread because of that?
Boss, a new job's come in. It's a hit. I'm the human trafficker who sent Shabani and the others to Nzoya Badia Bulu, where you ran into Skullface. The thing is, this guy might know something about the disease that's going around Mother Base. The symptoms are similar to the ones we saw at that factory. Start by checking the mission details on your iDroid.
Ngezaba, tata na mono, intangu yandi ibanda kake sawa namin.
Geke salaka, tata nange mingi.
Ah, eli lolu la mono, muzo laka vekutuba.
Ukizina uge bingi laka mono. Ukizina uge bingi laka mono.
Hey, Tepe, Eli, what's the matter? Fighting will get you nowhere, Eli. Cut it out, kid. That ain't a toy. Eli.
Don't call me that! I'm not a kid. You hear me?
Enough. On the battlefield, they use one another's nom de guerre. But
here, we insist they use their real names. Well, that hasn't sat too well with Eli. Or should I say, Unyoka ya Mbempe. He thinks his boys are letting us grown-ups walk all over him.